Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Armored Core 4 Answer. Yes, this game was published by Ubisoft for From Software. It's an unlikely duo, huh? So, apparently at this point, for North American distribution, they're kind of shifting between publishers a lot. So, yeah, Ubisoft did this one. Sega did Armored Core 4. Age Tech, God bless them, handled a lot of their stuff in the 90s. Kingsfield and the older, PS1 Kingsfield, older Armored Core games, etc. And then, Armored Core 5, Bandai Namco. And I think that was after Dark Souls 1. So, that relationship established around there. Hey Troop, hey Sour Milk Cereal, how you doing? There's gonna be a lot of similarities to Demon Souls here in this cutscene. I think it was produced by the same company, outsourced. I'd like to find out who, but stylistically, the color palette, I would be willing to bet that landscape we just saw there, the mountainy, grassy areas we just saw, I would not be surprised if it was not the same model from the Demon Souls intro. But very similar. You even have that kind of fake film grain effect being applied here. It's probably not visible YouTube compression, but some film grain to give everything a bit of texture. Looks good. So I played this for the first time yesterday. Basically spent most of yesterday afternoon playing a bunch of these games. I'd played Armored Core 1 before, but that was it. But with some advice from my friends IRL and some friends online, I'm like, okay, check these ones out specifically. So it came down to AC3 and then this one for answer, and they both seem really cool. I played about an hour and a half, 2 hours of each. So, not going into this blind, unfortunately, if you will. Miyazaki directed both of the, both Armored Core 4 and this one. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out just how much he was director, but how much of this game's overall visual and kind of tone identity was he responsible for? It's like these games, these 4th gen games, definitely quite a bit more bleak than the earlier ones from what I can tell. They were definitely hardcore before, post-apocalyptic, corporations running everything, cutthroat. But this is straight up, in terms of the presentation itself, a little bit more intense. Yeah. See, I thought you got recommendations from the guide. Yeah, I did. That was one of the things I checked out, and that one did recommend either 3 or this one. And I think that's pretty much on point. This has the more modern control scheme going for it. It's definitely a little bit of an easier entry point for people, I think, generally, but playing AC3 and, the older ones, I'm used to janky PS1 controls, so it's all good. But yeah, this is definitely a lot more modern. Anyway, here we are. Core 4. Answer. There we go. That's what you want right there. For coming from most modern, I think, third-person shooter controls, that's the one. It's one of the most basic tutorials you'll ever see. It's like the Halo thing. But this will only take a sec. We'll get right into the action. For Answer is a weird title. Yeah, it is. It's like weird mistranslation. It's like a modern Square Enix thing. And that intro there said "Pray for Answer," which is again the kind of like, you know, bleak landscape thing as we'd expect from these guys at about this point. Like, why is life so painful? Why is there so much misery? Pray for an answer. The customization in this is nuts. Like, it's really good in all these games, but seems like this generation is just bananas. The game's presentation is interesting too. You'll see there right now this looks pretty bland, but it has some really gorgeous moments too. And the effects overall look really nice. Plus the game excuse me. Excuse me. On original hardware, this is on PS3 and 360. And it's supposed to run at 60, but from what I understand, usually runs a lot lower than that. This attack, it's incredible. But yeah, playing it here on RPCS3 runs at a locked 60, which is nice. But as I say though, I'd rather, in a game like this, especially how high speed this one is, I would much rather have them emphasize frame rate over graphics. Like I said, there are some nice ones here. Sort of manga where they ask some supreme aliens what bad things happen. Yeah, that's basically most religions in a nutshell. Trying to find answers for that kind of thing, right? Those explosions look great. The smoke effects too. It's weird. They look better than, I mean, obviously, like, you know, Dark Souls 1 isn't a game all about explosions, but the smoke and fire effects in this look better than their next like 3 games. So who knows what's going on there. But anyway, that's the tutorial over. So we get to choose our initial client here. We can go totally independent. I'm going to go with Interior Union. How does controls feel compared to AC1 first impression? Definitely a lot more natural. Fluid.
The League of Corporations has taken control of the world. To escape the pollution that poisons the surface of the planet, they have built massive floating platforms called cradles. Only there, 7,000 meters above the ground, is the air clean and safe. Already half of mankind...
Oh, another Demon Souls thing. The weird, like, film effect, like old film here on these cutscenes.
Armies fight to control the resource plants that feed the cradles. As the war came to a close, giant humanoid weapons called Armored Core Nexts enabled the League to firmly establish their rule of the planet. Their pilots are called Lynx. Fearing the power and independence of these Nexts, the League left them behind on the surface. The Lynx now work as mercenaries for an organization called Collard. While the League armies derive their power from massive arms forts, the once mighty Nexts are consigned to the poisoned earth, serving as foot soldiers in the never-ending economic war.
Yeah, the control is definitely a lot more natural than the PS1 titles. Again, it was only halfway through the PS2 generation of these games that they switched over to actually utilizing the right analog stick to look around. But they're still very playable, you just kind of have to get your head back in that PS1 mindset. But with this, if you set it to... What do I have here? Yeah, key type regular B, that's basically a modern third-person shooter. Move on left, look around with the right stick, L1 for one weapon, R1 for another weapon, etc. Yeah, these models, incredible. Also, listen to this piece of music here. It's insane. The level of customization, as you can see, is nuts. It's absolutely bananas. Those drums. Good stuff. Anyway. Start the first real mission.
This is your mission. Eradicate the defensive units deployed in the Line Arc zone. As you know, Line Arc is the main base of the anti-establishment forces that oppose the Cradles. We have tried to negotiate peacefully with these revolutionaries, but they have refused our overtures and continue their violent attacks. This mission is a show of force to encourage the enemy to rejoin negotiations. We never like to resort to violence, but on this occasion, we have no choice. Line Arc's main weapon, White Glint, is currently operating in another area. It will not become a risk in this operation.
That was that insane one from the intro.
This mission is a test run of your capabilities. We trust that you will deliver a successful result.
Yeah, I never played those Kane and Lynch games. Never checked those out. Pretty hardcore, from what I understand. Kind of like
Commence
Michael
mission.
Mann type vibes.
Destroy all Line Arc defense units.
A League next? Damn it, not now!
Yeah, you actually have environmental destruction in this. Isn't that cool? And it's like nothing mind-blowing, but it's definitely a nice touch. You can actually destroy some of these just by blowing up the platforms that they're hanging out on.
Half the targets have been destroyed.
Damn! Are we doing any damage? Primal armor? First we have to break down that primal armor.
Yeah, this is the dash. This is your equivalent to the roll in the Souls games. Except at like 5 times the speed.
Only a few targets remaining.
And from what I can tell, it's not actually an iframe thing. You literally just are dodging for real. You get hit while moving. It just does still do damage. Yeah, this environment, gorgeous. We start to look outside though. It starts to look a little funky. That's okay.
All targets destroyed. Mission complete. Well done. Almost perfect.
Thanks.
But don't get too high on yourself yet, rookie. These enemies were nothing to write home about.
Ooh. Tried to be cool and land on the building. Failed. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. So I was playing it like 2 hours yesterday, and it's like, I guess I should stop, you know, so I'm not getting like burnt out on this for tomorrow. It's like I had a hard time putting it down. Before we go any further, I want to see if I can buy a machine gun. If that's available for sale yet. Nope. Yeah, the first mission was cool, but this one here, this attack on the naval port, this is where that screen cap for the thumbnail came from. This is really cool.
Here's your mission.
It's almost like GoldenEye 64 vibes.
The objective is the Interior Union Force based at the Mimir Naval Port. You'll be supplied with a generous amount of ordnance. Don't let up on the attack until ordered to withdraw. The more damage and destruction you cause, the better your pay will be. This information is unconfirmed, but we believe a new model arms fort is in dock for maintenance and supply. If it's there, don't let it get away. The client is offering a special bonus for its elimination.
No, I haven't tried any of those EDF games yet, but I'd like to. They look really fun.
This is a good deal for the right links. We'll be waiting to hear from you.
I feel like a lot of the games I play are very serious, grim, so stuff like that is cool.
Commence mission. Destroy all enemies inside the combat zone.
Yeah, here we go.
Move quickly.
Really nice water effects, actually. Yeah, let's take out some warships, shall we? I love these models. Very, very good.
This area looks clear. Head elsewhere. Time is of the essence.
In terms of overall speed, this one is definitely a lot faster paced than the older ones. Some people prefer the more slower paced, you know, like heavy mech type feel of the older ones. I like both, but there's definitely a difference. Yeah, Shin Ultraman, that was fantastic. I really love that a lot. I'm tempted to go catch it in the theater. So right, there's a single theater like 40 minutes away from me playing it. One showing a day in the evening. And they're alternating between a sub night and a dub night, which is pretty insane. You know, this is like a big mass, you know, chain theater. It was cool to see something like that. Yeah. Everything I was saying the other night, just the optimism, the total sincerity, the combination of, oh my god, look at that. The combination of practical effects that are enhanced with CGI instead of just like relying on the computer to do everything. The soul
Head elsewhere. Time
is there. Yeah.
Arms fort confirmed. 2 minutes remaining.
The stage is definitely a little bit more of a shooting gallery than I think most of the levels are, but I think it's really well done regardless. Make sure we save enough ordnance for the arsenal gear up here. This is what was happening that whole time in MGS2. Yes, ma'am. No, that was a really heartwarming movie, honestly. I highly recommend everyone to check out Shin Ultraman. If you're into kaiju stuff at all, check it out. I think that's everything. Oh. One more over here.
All targets destroyed.
Yes.
Mission complete. Excellent results. I'm impressed.
I'm impressed, but you shouldn't be surprised. Wow, so just like good movies? Yeah. Aren't those nice? Aren't good movies nice? Rank C. That's interesting. I took out every single target. I guess I took a few hits. That's insane. $260,000 in damage. I think I was probably chilling a little close to some of those explosions. But, that's tempting. Retry, but I'll move on. For the sake of variety. And for dark, depressing movies, I watched The Chaser last night.
The client is
Haven't seen that.
science technology. The
Korean
objective is to
2008.
destroy
Cool. I need to check out more Korean film.
Corporation's B7 deep mining facility.
Haven't seen many.
The main enemy force
Grim, hey, man.
consists of normals and autonomous drones.
Still looks visually pleasing.
Depending on how
Yeah,
big
definitely.
they are, they should be no problem for a next. The automated defense systems will try to close the external barricades. You have permission from the client to destroy them. This shouldn't damage the facility itself. Briefing over.
Does sound a bit like Cam Clark, doesn't it?
Opportunity for you to strengthen ties with Omer Science Technology. Not a bad deal, right?
How'd you like my sunglasses, Snake? What was he saying, MGS2?
Commence mission.
Like surfing, it's a good way to go.
Units.
An unidentified craft has infiltrated the facility. It is believed to be an enemy next.
Oop.
All units assume battle.
Controller bugged out for a sec there. I forgot to charge this thing, so I'm running on USB right now. Because we're all, as we all know, PS4 controllers are very sensitive with those USB cables. Yeah, I feel like 7th gen games would look next gen. Should pump up to 4K resolution. 720 really gives false impression. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it started with the PS2 generation, but definitely so with this generation. Yeah, low resolutions and bad frame rates really hid all this awesome work that these artists were doing. Okay, maybe as a treat, I'll play a little PS3 Demon Souls after this. I'll run around a little bit. 4K, just to help reinforce that idea. Yeah, I don't think you're meant to play PS4 with the controller plugged in, but just be careful. You do it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I broke the right analog stick on my PS4 controller the other day. I was trying to fix this like major drift that was going on. Because the alternative was just like cranking up the dead zone radius in Steam. Oh, I'm getting my ass kicked.
Down 70%.
Focus. Anyway, yeah, in attempting to fix that, I broke it because there are some very small discrete parts inside that controller. You have to be very, 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 very careful.
Only a few enemy targets remaining.
Normal units en route from HQ.
You see what I mean with the dashing?
Enemy reinforcements inbound. Coming in from above.
Probably not going to survive. I gotta backtrack. Yeah, a lot of 60 FPS PS2 games compared to PS1. It's really nice. Like, obviously, the jump from 240p to 480i, occasionally 480p, you know, it's really nice. Better textures, much higher polygon count models, and all that stuff. But yeah, a lot of games, 60 FPS. It's awesome. I keep mentioning MGS2 here, I don't know why, but that was one of the first PS2 games I had. It was probably the third or fourth PS2 game I had, and I hadn't played the first game, but still, that was mind-blowing. That generation was such a huge leap graphically.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed. Mission complete.
Got absolutely smoked. Ouch. Oh man. Whoops. Yeah, I wasn't playing very smart on that one. Your reward? Negative 49,000. Let's do a little arena. So, when you're playing through this, you've got missions, and you get to choose which ones you want to play, which is nice. But there's also the arena mode. So, you can take a break from the campaign and do some arena type stuff. And the first guy is Killdozer, which I feel like is a reference to something, but I don't remember what. You get to choose where you want to go. After trying all these, I'm partial to Mega Float. It's a nice aesthetic stage. This is what you see if you go 500 yards from the Shrine of Storms. This is what's going on. How cool is that? Oh man. There we go. Excellent. It's also how you earn emblems. I don't think there's another way. I'm not sure. Mrs. Teresa, we definitely can't hang with yet. We do not have the gear for. Let's see, we need some upgrades for sure. The Altair is nice. And a new head. You need a good head on your shoulders. In life and in Armored Core. Oh. What's nice about Arena is you get some parts sometimes. You know. And sometimes they're decent, but you get things like this, which I think are probably better off. You know, you're just like, sell them. Killdozer was an actual real thing. Or it'd be like Something Awful forums or something way back in the day. Hey Trey, hell yeah man, pretty awesome. Excited what happens to the new one. Me too. That trailer was one of the best trailers I've ever seen for a game. I'm putting aside my love for this, you know, developer aside. That was an insanely good trailer. It knocked my socks off. Get the bazooka. Hold on a sec. I don't know what the hell that noise is. Somebody doing a little bit of hammering right now. Sorry about that. Alright, should be good. Let's switch the paint job though. This, like I said, the amount of depth of this whole system, this customization, the mechanical elements of it, it's nuts. It's hard to wrap my mind around it. Yeah, let's see. I like that. Yeah. I don't know if it was in this one or Armored Core 3, but there was a helmet that I purchased that looked almost exactly like the Black Iron helm. You know, the one Tarkus wears. Dark Souls 1. Anyway. Let's see. Clear former Chinese Shanghai.
Here is your mission.
Lawnmowers.
Technology. Your objective is to destroy the fleet
What
currently
time does he usually stream?
former Chinese Shanghai.
Like 10 o'clock in the morning?
The
I mean, probably that's when people are...
combination of GA America and BFF forces, and includes a number of special edition normals. However, we don't believe these weapons would give you much trouble.
Ever somebody mow their lawn in your neighborhood after dark?
Wants you to coordinate with support units.
That's sinister, isn't it?
Strategy is up to you, of course, but there's no need to be a hero.
Mowing your lawn in the dark.
That is all.
Mark of a truly deranged individual.
Improve your relationship with Omer Science Technology. Not a bad deal, don't you think?
Accept. So you can hire buddies for some of these missions, and we'll take a cut. Spelling's different there, but there's Ostrava. But considering he wants 60%, we will not be bringing him along. But I will bring along Savage Beast.
Commence mission. Eradicate the enemy fleet and enemy arms fort. Use your support. You didn't bring them for sightseeing, right?
Normal troops.
Yeah, again, there are certain effects in this that look better than the games that came out for the next few years. Like the water in this looks much better than Demon Souls, which came out a year after Dark Souls 1, 2011. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, some of these things you can destroy by destroying the platforms you're sitting on if you have situations like this. Coming on the water. flooded city. Yeah, there's a lot of environments in this game which are basically just post-apocalyptic Earth scenarios. Pretty cool. I really like that you can still do the quick boost, which is basically the evasion dodge, while in midair. That's really nice. There's a mission later on where that's pretty much crucial.
Arms Fort Gigabase identified. It may be a relic, but it's still an arms fort. Don't underestimate it.
Yeah, the first real difficulty spike
Targets
in
remain.
this campaign is an arms fort. Not this one. This one's a cinch, basically. But there's one, we saw it in the intro. It's insane. It's almost like a Shadow of the Colossus fight.
Wait!
Yeah, the destruction, the explosions, good stuff.
What the hell are you up to? Take point, damn it! It's your operation!
Savage Beast is not quite as savage as his name would imply.
Pull it back!
Kind of a wimp.
More than earning my pay here.
No, you're not.
This cash for this.
I shouldn't have brought you along. Weak. The song, yeah, this is like Sonic Adventure type stuff. Speaking of Sonic, yeah, I think last stream I was talking about the whole like Star Wars thing. I have like this friend of mine. He's always texting me, telling me to watch whatever the new Star Wars TV show or movie is or whatever. He's like, oh man, I heard the new Sonic game was really good. No way am I falling for that one.
Confirmed. Gigabase has been destroyed.
Gigabase.
Clean up the rest and finish this.
This lone guy. He's doing some damage though. Good God.
Confirmed.
There
All
you go.
targets destroyed.
Take a
Mission
dip.
complete.
Cities being underwater, 2015. Well, we're getting there. Not cities being underwater, but in 10 years, I think you're going to find that drinkable water is not going to be such a conveniently available thing. But let's try and keep it light here tonight. Schematics have been acquired. Yeah, sure. Ambush sphere invasion forces. This one I couldn't really wrap my mind around either. Not the other night. Yesterday when I was playing it. But we'll see if I can get it this time.
Request is coming from the Bernard and Felix Foundation. They want you to take out the enemy forces assaulting Omer's sphere.
Shadow Moses.
Some big shot at the BFF has drawn up the mission plan this time. So, you better listen up.
Some of these missions start you off basically flying in on a jet.
The enemy forces are moving through White End towards the
The
sphere.
controls are a little funky while that's happening.
Using the VOB and take out as many units as possible along the way. Once you've penetrated the front line, turn around and engage the survivors.
No, Savage Beast was an AI companion that was doing very little and was staying out of the action. So
Look forward to hearing from you.
he didn't see much of him because he's a coward. And then he got like 30% of my money. So, hey, speaking of MGS and MGS2, the Kojima Energy Facility. it all comes together.
Commence mission. Use the VOB to break through the advancing enemy force.
No, in this game's world, Kojima particle is like an extremely environmentally destructive form of energy, from what I understand. Yeah, exactly. You're right. It is what happened when Sega hired the man. But yeah, so we fly in on one of these things. You can still do the dash somehow.
VOB nearly depleted. Prepare for normal battle maneuvers.
Yeah, once we get close enough to the destination, we can jump out and go at it at foot. And then take out basically everything we didn't on the way in here, which is most of it.
Remaining enemy units. Hang in there.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you get to go in and explore those, but no, that's not what this mission is, unfortunately. So, in playing this, with this control scheme, it basically necessitates having both your index and middle finger in each hand on the shoulder buttons, which is not usually how I hold the game controller. Usually I'll just use my index on both. But with this, it's kind of a necessity, which has been interesting. A little tricky, but I've gotten used to it.
Focused and we'll pull through.
Yeah, Kojima particle. That's a real thing in this canon, this world of Armored Core. I mean, Hideo Kojima's not the only guy in Japan with the surname Kojima, so keep that in mind. Oh yeah. Oh, that's satisfying. I don't have enough ammo for this. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, the missiles, it's strange because you have the auto lock-on and the targeting system for most of your weapons. But some of the missiles, they still do the auto targeting. You just don't visually get the indication, which is a little weird. How many maps in this game? I think there's like 70 missions, but there's definitely a few that repeat the actual map itself. So I'm not sure. I'm an Armored Core newbie. I don't want to give anyone the wrong idea. I'm definitely far from an expert in these games. There they are. Yeah.
All targets destroyed. Mission complete.
Excellent. No, I haven't played any of those Ace Combat games, although recently I was listening to that like classic like PS1 N64 drum and bass. How nerdy is that? Playlist on YouTube, and there were a few tracks from those games on there. And it was really good. No, I'd be interested in checking those out for sure. Absolutely. Okay, got some dough. Let's buy some parts. For that sweet track again. Ooh, here we go. Yeah, got the machine gun. The Hitman. That's what you want right there. Take that. The shotgun. The bazooka. No, I want the... Yeah, I want the machine gun. I want the Acacia. I had an ex-girlfriend named Acacia. We'll buy that one in honor of her. What else we want? Oh yeah. Look at the power. We want that. Oh yeah. You don't want to go too heavy. The higher your weight is. And it's not like Souls where it's like there's breakpoints. There's like just consistent granularity, and like the heavier you are, the slower you move. So you do want to be careful of that. That's that balance of weight versus everything else. Tank legs. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll buy some reverse joint. Those help you jump really high. They like start your vertical boosts really nice. That's a huge upgrade, but spent a lot of money already, so let's equip it. Let's go in with the machine gun on that arm. Plasma rifle. Grenade cannon. Sell some of this crap. Like that. Some more money back here. Yeah. Let's mix up the design again. No, not that one. Man, the mech designs are so good. I know. Crazy. There's definitely a difference in these versus the previous gen ones. These are a little bit more stylized. More like slightly over the top compared to like the more classic, you know, bulky robotic ones of the previous gens. I'm gonna go red. Yeah. Cool. You can also do... This is nuts! So much detail. That's enough. Okay. Attack on Richland. This one's pretty easy. Red Creed! Where do I know that before?
This is the mission. The client is GA America. The target is the Algebra forces guarding the Richland agricultural plant. Your task is extremely simple. We want you to destroy all
Like the joke? Oh, it was chest and try day for me, baby.
The enemy has commandeered a GA manufactured arms fort. The client cannot give us many details, but it sounds like it's gonna give you some trouble.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We can provide you with support next for this mission. Let me know if you want to draw on these resources.
No, I had a chest day today and it was really good.
That's all. It's a dangerous job, but the pay makes it worth your while. Let us know if you're in.
It's like the kind of workout where afterwards it's hard to, like, take your shirt off or on. That's what you want. Right then, we just can't stop with the MGS references, can we? He wants 45%, so we're not going to be doing that. Mary Gate, he's got a great emblem. Celebrity Ash. Also, those colored ranks, those are the arena rankings, too. This guy is a joke. We're not bringing him. We'll bring Mary Gate. We'll pair up the red and the green. It's Christmas. Why not? Can't remember if I did this mission or not.
Commence mission. Arms Fort land grabs confirmed. Intel was right on the money this
Yeah,
time.
look at that red. Ooh, punchy.
But don't underestimate them. Proceed with caution.
Yeah.
Don't waste ammunition on
It's Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Now I've got a machine gun.
Marygate reporting. Commencing attack. You be my shield. That's what the heavies are for. I'm launching the frontal barrage. Pinpoint targeting just isn't my style.
This isn't my style. Oh my god, the damage. Yeah, you gotta be careful around these things. No joke. Another change from the older games, like I said, I'm talking about someone here, like I played the first one, and then basically just this weekend I spent a bunch of time playing basically all of them. You know, and I settled on this one and 3 primarily. But a big change from the older generation titles is the amount of leeway you're given with your energy meter, like the boosts for jumping around and flying and all that stuff. I'm gonna get smoked and destroyed here.
Combat damage at 70%.
Yeah.
Good. Now just mop up the small fry. Let's clean up and go home.
Yeah, there's my AI buddy. She's actually doing some work. Look at that. Savage Beast was just hanging back, looking to collect his paycheck. She's in there doing damage. Yeah, this level though. This looks a bit prototype-ish. Where's that last target? Oh.
Confirm. All targets
This
destroyed.
guy
Mission
just hanging
complete.
out.
That's it. Battle over. You and I, we work well together.
Sure do. Guy's icon reminds me of the custom-made ones in Halo. God. Oh yeah, totally. Cue very long fade out. Scale of this battle is sick. Yeah, absolutely. Just wait. There's one really crazy coming up. That was kind of a terrible result, but that's okay. Early 2000s anime top 5s. Yeah, that's a very good way of describing it. Here's one. This is the one I was talking about. This one is cool. Take back Cradle 21.
This is the mission. During trial operations, Cradle 2-1 was occupied by the Liliana insurgents. They are an extremist anti-establishment group, more radical even than Linarch. They are committed to violence for its own sake, and little else. You have been given special clearance to enter Cradle airspace.
Yeah, the one I mentioned earlier, the like almost Shadow of the Colossus style one.
Remember to limit the damage to Cradle 2-1
That's coming up,
as much as possible.
and it is wild.
We're offering significant bonuses if you can keep the damage.
Hey, Tier Fox. what does an S rank look like? Basically, don't take so much damage.
Leaks like yourself.
Get all the objectives done
Forward to your
and all the optional stuff done, but don't get pwned in the meantime. Which basically means doing the rapid
Mission.
evasion dodge, just like that,
2-1 and eliminate the Liliana insurgents.
like
They're
this.
extremists, but they can only deploy normals. No match for a next. You should have little problem taking them out.
It's a leaks inbound. Crap! It must be the leaks doing. Come on, soldier. Nothing more than a wildcat.
This game, or yeah, you can actually take several different approaches here based on your loadout. Like your playstyle can be very, very, very different. You can be an entirely long-range type guy. You could be super tanky, you know, crank up your armor point kind of build, try to get it in close. But yeah,
Let's just do it.
good amount of variety. Right now I'm kind of a high, I guess like mid close range kind of build. But I'll say one thing, it's been a real joy and a real treat exploring all these older FromSoft games over the last year or so. Really, really cool. This, Atogi, Kingsfield, it's been cool. Seeing all these like kind of design elements that were established like decades ago and still go on now. Like signature bits, you know? Alright. This is gonna...
Fire! Blast them! They're soldiers just like us! We can take them!
Did I play Kuon? I did a couple years ago briefly, but I need to give it another shot because basically it was in the middle of a Halloween stream I was doing, and they throw a lot of mechanics at you really quickly at the beginning of the game. It was a bit overwhelming, so I didn't really get to comprehend nor appreciate it. So I need to sit down and give it like a solid shake. The aesthetic was definitely on point. I mean, even the title screen was extremely creepy. They did a fantastic job with the aesthetics. I can say that for sure. But I'd have to revisit it and like give it a really dedicated, solid, you know, shake to see how I feel about the gameplay and all that stuff.
For the future of humanity! Fire!
Take these guys out.
They're soldiers just like us! We can take
3 left.
I cut that guy off mid-sentence. Brutal.
Mission complete. I already told you.
It's interesting, the presentation vibe of this game definitely seems quite a bit bleaker than the other ones, but in terms of the missions you're doing, it doesn't seem as... it's like the first Armored Core, it's like, we're trying to build, you know, some kind of development over here, and these, you know, people who live here natively are protesting. Can you go kill all of them, please, so we can build these, you know, buildings? It's not quite that insane yet, but maybe that happens later on. Okay, so here's the one I was talking about. This one. You want to see big battle, the Shadow of the Colossus type fight. Here it is. I'm going to save my game before we start this one up because odds are pretty good I'm going to get smoked.
I'll tell you about your mission.
The client is Omer Science Technology. The target is BFF Corporation's main arms fort, Spirit of Motherwill.
Spirit of Motherwill.
The enemy AF is armed with large-bore, long-range ordnance. It's an oversized, out-of-date machine, but the long-range punch it can deliver still makes it a serious threat. To counter this, the client has proposed you use a Vanguard Overboost unit to approach your target. Its tremendous speed should allow you to close on the target's perimeter without getting hit. Once you've closed in, target the gun batteries. Destroying those guns should also cause damage to the machine's interior. It's pretty poorly designed, but that kind of sloppy work is expected of them.
Yeah, you'll see. Destroy the solar panels. Crucial to the defense of this gigantic machine.
Technology. We hope you come through for us.
Visual mission intros are nicely done. Yeah, I agree. I also like the fact that you get the choice whether or not to accept it after the fact. That's really cool. So putting you in the perspective of somebody in this world, this mercenary operating these machines, feeling like, how much are these guys bullshitting me in terms of what the risk factor is going to be for this? Is this actually worth it? Or am I willing to put myself, my machine into this situation? But of course we're going to accept.
Commence mission. Destroy the BFF arms fort, Spirit of Mother.
I may be a bit quiet after we exit the VOB because this one is, like I said, the first brick wall difficulty. This one can be very challenging. Fox, a new game needs to be mission-based like this, not open world. Well, based on the info sheet that they've put out, it looks like it will be mission-based. Like, if you go on the Steam page for it, which is already up, it describes it as being mission-based. So, I wouldn't worry about that. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Look at this thing. First objective is to take out all of these missile launching platforms. I mean, the first thing you should do, because otherwise, oh my god! Yeah, very dangerous. Very fast missiles. A crazy mission. That's tough. You really gotta be careful there. Those missiles absolutely smoke you.
Destroy the BFF arms fort, Spirit of Motherwill. First, the VOB will let you quickly.
Hey Spoon, welcome.
This is real high-speed combat.
Just in time.
Focus.
The first real big boss fight of the game. Mission failure. Have you played this one before? game is snow or sand without footprints. That is not gonna point off. Me too.
VOB nearly depleted. Prepare for normal battle maneuvers. VOB depleted. Purging. Those cannons will rip you to shreds. Focus on evading their fire.
I mean, the amount of missiles that this thing is firing at you. You saw what happened to my health bar.
Good. You're in. Remember the briefing. Take out those cannons. Our intel was right. That should take it out in one fell swoop.
Oh, just 10,000 damage there. No big deal. Alright, here we go. One of those you really need to like sit forward in your chair and focus 100% kinds of missions here.
You're making good progress. In any case, the mission...
Dodge the missiles. Yeah, the sand deformation effects look insane. Good. Good stuff.
What floor is on fire now? The main shaft is taking damage. We can't control it.
It looks like it's working. This is your
for a sec. It's like it progressively gets easier as you take out the missile launcher platforms. But until you do, you can see how fast it absolutely shreds through your health bar. God.
Main shaft is overheating. Temperatures are out of control. It's no good. It won't hold.
Some more over there. Just look for the triangles. Then blow up the cannons. Yeah, all right.
All hands, abandon vessel. Get out. Mother Will's breaking apart.
Confirmed. Mother Will has fallen.
Okay.
Mission complete. Now you can
Spoon
really
2008 game. I played a long time ago at a retail store. Like 15 minutes. Sweet. Small Exotle. Hey. Imagine having a giant War Machine being destroyed by one armored core. Oh yeah. Maybe they shouldn't have intrinsically linked the entire infrastructure of their machine to the solar panels and the cannons. I don't know. I'm not an engineer, though. So what do I know? Spoon Gradius Raiden. Yeah. This is fun. Yeah, crazy mission. And of course, cool mechs don't look at explosions. Big chunk of change. And even though it cost $232,000 to repair our mech, we still made a good deal profit.
The League has focused on maintaining complete and utter control. They agreed this goal could never be entrusted to any single person, who, if eliminated, could jeopardize their reign. So in the aftermath of the Lynx War, the League manufactured enormous battle stations called arms forts. Manned by a crew of thousands of expendable soldiers.
Who do you think it is,
This
Spoon?
was military might the League could control.
I have my opinion on who it sounds like. I'm curious, because you just came in here. Who do you think it sounds like?
Solution to the League's needs. And their firepower far and away surpasses the average Next. Dream and hope as they might, the Next pilots know that those who dare take on giants rarely live to tell the tale.
Naked Snake? I was saying Liquid Snake. Cam Clark, yeah. Brother! I needed you to stick that PAL card next to that hot pipe. We couldn't figure it out, Snake. I have an IQ of 170. But I couldn't figure out to stick the PAL card into the refrigerator. Okay. Kazuya Miller. Not an MGS guy. Well, it's funny you say that because the two are closely connected. I'll just leave it at that. Ooh, the Gatling gun. Oh yeah. Take that. In my left hand. Grenade launcher? Sure. I'm trying to keep it lightweight, so I don't want to get this heavy stuff. How about a booster? In terms of weight, that's definitely an upgrade. I'll take it. Yeah, this game is nuts. Look at all these parts. Stick with those. And then this tuning system, I mean, look at this. This is insane. Are there no swords and shields? There are. Yeah. I don't know how useful they are in this one, considering how fast the game is, but they do exist in these games, definitely. Let's change our paint job again, shall we? Red's pretty cool, but let's go full Christmas colors. Ready? Santa Claus mech. This hideous thing. we go. Pattern? Do we have snowflakes? Oh my god, it looks like somebody threw up. Ugh. There we go. Beautiful. Oh my god, it looks like some kind of skin disease. I'll do one mission with that and then we'll switch back to something a little more tasteful. Oh boy. Yeah, let's go underground, sure.
Here's the mission.
Yeah, I really like these briefings like this. This is good.
Cannons. They are deployed within the gear tunnel. The Procyon is a decommissioned weapon originally manufactured by Omer. Even so, it can still deliver a powerful punch. Don't approach them head on. The gear tunnel is actually a web of large tunnels. You'll need to use the environment to find safe positions from which to attack and destroy the enemy targets.
I'm getting a bad feeling about this mission.
That's the mission. Taurus requested you personally for this mission.
I can see the moon, pale as death.
Hands down.
It's being one of those classic Armored Core maze levels.
Eliminate.
Oh my god, look at this thing. Oh, I'm sorry. That's foul.
Intel wasn't kidding this time. Those things pack a mean punch. Don't
Boost mode. Boom!
line of fire and attack the blind spot.
Or just get behind it and shoot it. Could go with that. The thing is with the super dash like that, not only is it burning through your regular energy gauge, but it's also pulling from your shield. Which has something, it's called like primal armor or something, but it's basically your shield. Regenerating shield. That's the big bar next to the numbers at the top of the screen there. The numbers are your AP. Just think of that like your health. Above that is basically stamina, used by flying and using certain energy-based attacks, like swords.
Mission complete.
Oh, that's it. Well, that was easy. Tom Clancy meets Bill Shatner. Another Sonic track. You're both right. Speaking of Bill Shatner, I was watching this thing with my dad last night. It's one of those, I think it's on the History Channel or something. One of the many programs where they've completely abandoned any pretense of presenting historical, content whatsoever. And it's just like, but what if aliens built the pyramids? What if Stonehenge is, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's hosted by William Shatner. I was like, come on, Kirk, you're better than this. Yeah, let's get this horrible skin off my mech, please. Yeah, there we go. That looks nice. Camera print's okay, but I like the solid colors. Oh, wait, the emblem! Check this out. Everyone we beat, we can use their emblem. Although these are all kind of lame. I'll put that on there, though. Let's see if I can take out Miss Teresa. This is one of the arena mode here. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the Mega Float, because like I said, I like that. Yeah, she's tough. She's definitely a lot harder than the first guy. But see what we do. Machine gun, I think, is a nice choice. Basically, all these games. But yeah, 4 fingers up on the shoulder buttons here. Basically a necessity. Doing damage! Oh yeah. Boom! Easy, easy. Yeah. She's... Close quarters combat is the way to go with her. And when you beat these enemies in the arena, you actually get the schematics for their mechs. So if you want to copy them, you just pop up the schematic, and you know, as long as you have the parts or have the funds to buy them, you can copy them just like that. And I've never played this online. In fact, I never played this game before yesterday, as I've said a few times now. But apparently, in the online multiplayer for this and AC5, if you beat an enemy, they have to share their schematic with you, I guess, from what I understand, which is pretty cool. Dan Morrow. He was one of our options for backup. One of these other missions. We'll kick his ass too. True. You know, we haven't evidence of this, but it would be cool. Yeah, exactly. That's how they present all that stuff. It's really insidious. Especially because they couch actual, like, experts in archaeology, you know, next to them. And it's edited in a way which was like, well, yeah, we don't have a 100% total conclusive, you know, explanation for this building, but it's very likely that XYZ. But they cut that last 25% out and cut to, like, the bird hair guy or whatever. So it's like, so therefore, aliens. I don't like it. I can't even watch that stuff as like a joke to laugh at it, because I realize there are more and more people out there watching this crap and taking it seriously, so no, thumbs down for me. It belongs in a museum. There we go. Smoked him. So I think the voice is Doug Erhoitz. Haven't heard of him. Many anime dubbing video games. No MGS though. It does definitely sound like Cam Clark. Definitely. Now we can use his embarrassing avatar if we wanted to. Oh, look at this. So here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Your first appearance of Patches. It's translated a little differently here by whoever handled this one, but it's Patches. His first appearance in FromSoft. It wasn't Demon's Souls. It was this game, from what I understand. Let's kick his ass. We'll take him on in the middle of the desert. Sure. Yeah, the dash. When you're going against other actual Armored Core units, it's all about the dashes. The quick boost, as it's called in this game. Down. You can see those massive holes in the dirt where I'm hitting them with the missiles. like that environmental detail. Excellent. So while judging by AC6 Fire's Rubicon's trailer, may improve the way environments look for it, going for that painting feel of Elden Ring with post-apocalyptic sci-fi. Yeah, I think you may be right. It was interesting, you know, usually the trend was for all of their games, they drop, you know, this pre-rendered trailer, which ends up being the intro to the game itself. It didn't end up being the case for Elden Ring, which is I was really surprised by. Yeah, Elden Ring is basically almost like Demon Souls style, succession of, you know, pre-rendered art or concept art or whatnot, which was cool. But I was surprised not to see that pre-rendered fight between Malenia and Radahn in game. Very surprised by that. Same thing with that other trailer they made, which was like Ronnie kind of summarizing the history of the Lands Between. Just a promotional trailer. Didn't actually have that in game at all. Very surprising to see. But yeah, I'm extremely looking forward to Armored Core 6. I think it looks fantastic based on that trailer. You know, we'll see what the game looks like, but given the fact, you know, From's pedigree of the last decade, the fact the lead designer of Sekiro is the director on the game, I think that it is such a sure thing that they're going to have another extremely high quality game on our hands. Look at this. I really hope they keep the environmental destruction like in this here. That would be incredible. That'd be really good. They're dropping bridges to try and take this guy out. I'm doing likewise. If they're going to have multiplayer PvP, which I'm almost positive they would, like why wouldn't they? They really need to kick up their netcode though. They really have to bring that up if it's going to be able to handle high-speed mech combat. I have a feeling it won't be as fast-paced as this, like maybe somewhere between this and classic Armored Core, but if they're going to have PvP, then I really hope they can improve on the netcodes substantially. Oh my god. Can you imagine a modern version of this? How amazing that could be. I can't wait. Sure, I thought for sure that CGI trailer we got would be extended and be the intro. Yeah, me too. Strange. DR, hey, that ER CGI trailer is a better intro than the actual one. I agree. I think the one they included in the game is okay, but in terms of all of their dark fantasy titles, you know, from Demon Souls to all the way to Elden Ring, I definitely think it's the least evocative. You know, Demon Souls was mostly still images with narration too, but you know, I think it was a lot more powerful than that. The actual shipped Elden Ring intro. My favorite out of all of them is still, without a doubt, the Dark Souls 1 intro. That was amazing. It's like, okay, here's the world, here's what's happening in it, here's the history of it, and in such an incredibly evocative, powerful way. So many memorable shots. Oh my god. Nito, like his blight flying across the landscape. Seath the Scaleless on top of, you know, the massive pile of corpses of his dragon brethren. Cutting to Anor Londo, which if you look closely is actually just a bunch of kind of like 2D assets layered to present the appearance of a 3D environment, but yeah, it's good. Anyway. Gonna get rid of my crap logo here. I'm gonna go with a nice raccoon. We'll change up the color one more time. Go all black. Yeah, I'll try all black, sure. Actually, I'm gonna take a quick break. I really need to use the bathroom. So I'm gonna leave it on this screen for a sec just because the music's so cool. And I'll be right back. Back. Thank you for waiting. That sound you heard was apparently the controller falling on the floor, so hopefully that wasn't too loud or jarring. Plug that bad boy back in. I was talking about earlier, those incredibly reliable USB micro cables. Okay. Look at all these YouTube comments. I probably missed a few, but let's see. Usually associate mecha with Bland War stuff, these Gundam, whatnot. Yeah, it's not something I have a ton of familiarity with, so yeah, so you drop the controller. There's a ghost. It wasn't me. From Software. Yeah, From Software, it's interesting. It's kind of like the subtitle of this game, you know, for Answer. It's one of these things that in English isn't supernatural, but I like it. From Software. From Software. You'll notice I and other people always pronounce it from and not just From Software. But yeah, From Software. I dig it. I was saying like a post on Reddit or something a few months ago. This was like, what if they renamed themselves From Hardware? It's because they're so badass now, right? They're so successful. We've evolved from software to hardware. From Hardware. That'd be good. Looking Glass Studios. Great name. Great company. Made some of the best games ever. System Shock, Thief. That game company. I don't know how much detail I should go into this, but I have had contact with one of the lead devs of that company quite a few times. And, no, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say any more. Let's get back to the game. I think we've had enough PvP. Well, it's not really PvP, but arena stuff. So let's go back to missions. Now, somebody earlier said, how many maps are there in this game? And I said I didn't know, but we can already see here all 3 of these are areas we've already been in, I think. I mean, we've definitely been here. Let's do this one.
Let's review your mission. The client is Algebra Corporation.
Spill the beans. There's no beans to spill. It's just more my experience talking to this person.
We don't have too many details on the topic.
But
we know it's
I think they have made some very quality stuff.
to be a two-legged heavy.
So I'm not going to trash on them at all. I already regret saying what I have already. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Overall battlefield strategy is up to you. But please, don't try to be a hero.
You know what they say about loose lips.
Use them. Briefing complete. This is an excellent opportunity to strengthen your relationship with the Algebra Corporation. It might open some doors, too.
Yes, accept the mission. We really don't need any of these guys. Savage Beast. Now, I do like his color scheme for his next. His AC. But he's useless. We don't need any of these people.
Commence mission. Destroy the unidentified next.
Yeah, this one's a cinch.
Don't be intimidated. He may be a bit skilled, but he's just another Lynx like yourself.
Whose peon is it this time? Perfect time. I was getting tired of arms forts.
Funny, they throw this guy at you as like, hey, you really need to give fighting other ACs a shot. I guess if you haven't done any of them, he might be challenging, but yeah, it's no big deal.
AP down 40%.
One thing that's really nice about this is you're actually able to fire both of your arms weapons simultaneously.
Security forever. What I deserve.
You like layer your attacks.
Seriously.
Good stuff.
Confirmed. Unidentified next destroyed. Mission complete. It looks like you're improving out there.
Thanks. Look at these crop circles. What does it mean? Yeah, I don't know what mecha thing he was talking about there. I'm not sure. Euphoria. Shoulder unit. Take that. Increase PA. Thank you. I think I want to go back to red. I think that was my favorite out of all these looks. Did I save that? No, I did not. Not too bright, but just enough. Yeah, that's good. Isn't the guy you beat here at the #1 links? I don't think so. I'm not sure. It's like in the older ones, you could actually look and see like the whole ranking system, at least in 3. Because in terms of generations, that's the closest I played this one. You could see the entire list. And not only that, you could like get little biographies, which you do get to see if you look at these here, but you could scroll through the entire thing and see it from the very beginning and the very end. But let's do this one, sure. So we are officially in
The client is GA America.
unknown territory for me. This is past where I played it yesterday. So we'll see how this goes from here on out.
The enemy is currently pursuing a GA America transport unit through the Loro Desert. Your task is to neutralize them before they can take out GA's forces.
Or maybe I did this one.
The interior Union arms forts are armed
see.
with multiple strafing lasers. Once our transports come in range of those weapons, they'll be dead in the sand. Keep that in mind. Basically, we just need you to take it out fast. Nothing fancy. That's it.
Excellent.
This is a good job for the right links. Contact us.
The Loro Desert.
Commence mission. Destroy all enemy arms fort units.
Huh. No, I definitely didn't do this one. My AC's looking pretty cool, though. I'm starting to look like a Xenogears guy. Yeah, frame grind. I was interested in that. And I have the feeling that it's supposed to be glide, but it's one of those R&L mix-ups.
That equals mission failure for us. We don't want that to
But yeah, I checked it out, and apparently it's just kind of like a fighting game. It's not really like missions. It's just like you one-on-one mech versus mech in kind of a smaller arena. So I don't know how cool that might be to check out, but I'll probably take a look at some point. The tricky thing with the GD Emu, which is like the optical drive emulator for the Dreamcast, is that loading ISOs onto it is a complete pain in the ass compared to basically all of the other ones. Like, you can't just pop out the SD card and drop some ISOs on it. You have to use this proprietary piece of software to like build like a database, basically, which makes it a little trickier. But I will check it out at some point. I don't remember what the objective was. Does it protect the line, or do I just need to do I actually need to destroy all those things?
enemy arms fort units are nearing the virtual defense line. There's no room for error.
Both. See those.
Another arms fort down.
Yeah.
One more.
Huge scope here. Big. Taking a lot of damage though. This is not going to be a very lucrative mission. I thought that was another mech, but no, it was just my shadow. Embarrassing.
All Mission is successful. The transports are safe. Good work.
No problemo. You know, yeah, Honey From made so many games back then. Yeah, it was like kind of like a slowly but surely thing from what I understand. Kingsfield was decently successful, both Japan and the West. Same thing with these games. I mean, there are released, I think, technically like 22 Armored Core games. There are 3 on the PS1, like 7 or 8 on the PS2, 4 on the PS3 and 360 multi-platform, 4 mobile games, I think. Yeah, it's like kind of hanging on a thread for a very long time. And I think that kind of comes across in some of these later titles. You know, it's like the whole situation of Demon Souls were like Sony wanting kind of like a Oblivion competitor for the PS3. And they reached out to From, you know, done Kingsfield, so vaguely similar, provide them with some funding, and it didn't, you know, it wasn't going super well. And because the project was in such dire straits, they gave Miyazaki permission to basically, you know, hey, do whatever you want with this thing. This is already a disaster. So we said, okay. And he took all of his ideas and his kind of unique idiosyncrasies and applied them to it. And the rest was history.
Here's the mission.
Yeah, they grinded till they hit jackpot with Demon Souls.
America.
Exactly.
Your target is the PAN-51 new resource plant.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Sony literally co-funded development of Demon Souls,
One catch.
but were so dissatisfied with it that they weren't even willing to provide distribution for it.
I suppose the big
I mean, think about that. This is Sony themselves saying, you know what? Nah, this isn't worth the investment anymore.
short a time as possible.
So From had to publish it themselves in Japan, and they partnered with, I think, Bandai Namco in Europe, and then Atlas in North America to actually get this thing on shelves. And it was a slow burn, but it developed all this, you know, gradual goodwill and notoriety, and, you know, changed the game. And I couldn't be more happy about that,
Commence mission.
obviously.
Take out the enemy defenses and destroy the resource plants. The clock's ticking. No time to waste.
Take out the plants. No, we got some snow now, don't we? Yeah.
Aha! It's Barat Squadron. No wonder the defense units were targeted.
Blow up that plant.
Rats. Resource plant destroyed. 2 more to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of really nice effects in this. It's like some of the environments are a bit bland, but overall, it's a pretty good looking game. A lot of these missions, too, they actually reward you for focusing on the primary objective and not wasting tons of resources for your own AC fighting the defenses. You know what I mean?
Destroyed. Just 1 left.
Neat. Rewards you not just in terms of the actual finances at the end of the mission, but in terms of your expenses, you know?
All plants have been destroyed.
So, get out of here. Stop wasting ammo.
Take them all
I
out.
guess we do have to take these guys out, though, so let me go ahead and do that.
4 minutes remaining.
I'm almost out of ammo. I might not be able to take out all the defense units. Let's see if I can do it. 15 shots left. And missiles. There he is somewhere. Horizon.
Confirmed.
Yeah! Alright.
Mission complete.
Just completely destroy this residential city block. Drop it on his head. Yeah, I agree with both of you. Absolutely. 100%. AF Strago. $700,000. Another flooded city.
This is the mission. The client is GA America. The objective is Interior Union's new maritime arms fort, Stigro.
Oh, another arms fort.
Stigros are equipped with large-scale blades at their front. Therefore, launching a frontal assault on one of them would be tantamount to suicide. Avoid doing so. That's all. It's a dangerous mission, but one with a big payday. Let us know.
Take out another big arms fort? Don't take it on head on. Okay.
Commence mission.
Oh my god!
Destroy the arms.
It's coming in hot!
His charging attack isn't too complex, but it'll rip you in two if you get hit. So don't.
Look at that. This is straight up boss fight. Dodge the missile.
It's too fast. You're not getting anywhere. You figure it out yet? AP down 40%.
God.
Confirmed.
Yeah! Alright.
Mission complete. You're a real pro now.
Thank you. So I just wanted to mention I loved your critique videos about the Demon Souls remake. Thank you. It's a shame how Blue Point butchered its art style, music, and voice acting. Yeah, I guess put it mildly, I really don't think they realized many of the aesthetic qualities and idiosyncrasies, the very specific details of Demon Souls. But even beyond the specifics, there are some kind of like the glaring big things which are just kind of bewildering that they would be changed or that they would not be interpreted or realized. Parts. So one of the strangest moments of my adult life was one of the environmental graphics designers for that project posting a reply to one of those videos. It's like, hey, I think I can explain. And this is going to sound extremely nerdy, but it's like, the reason why there are these gigantic statues, you know, in the Tower of Latria is because, you know, the old monk actually really regretted killing his wife, the queen, so he erected all these statues. These, like, giant, like, World of Warcraft-looking statues. And I just pointed out to him, like, well, no, if you just, like, look at these, you know, like, the basic, like, level descriptions and the Nexus and the original, it's like, no, he had, like, no regret whatsoever. And he actually deleted the comments after that, which is strange. Anyway. The sniper rifle. Yeah, so there's a blade right there. But like I said, I'm gonna stick with the range stuff here for me, for this guy, this mech. I need too many upgrades, really. Too heavy. Yeah, I think I'm good. For the folklore. Maybe. I'm not sure. Oh my god, defeat White Glint. I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't know. That's a Demon Souls, the Satsuki, and the. I will say the. Yeah, a character who is clearly Japanese inspired, turning him into this complete Fu Manchu caricature is bewildering, considering what appears to be, you know, a pretty considered and sensitive approach to the other stuff. But that's inexcusable. I mean, I don't have a problem with them turning the crestfallen guy black. I mean, that doesn't really matter to me. But in terms of like, okay, we're gonna be really conscientious of like, you know, modern representation. The Satsuki thing is very bizarre because I don't see how anyone could look at that and see that as anything other than a very stereotypical representation. You're trying to comment on someone's video on Demon Souls lore. No, I wasn't on somebody else's video. It was my video, and a Blue Point environmental graphics artist commented on it, and when we like began a conversation, and again, remaining completely professional, you know, polite.
White Glint is too much
after I
for a single
responded, he
nest.
deleted the entire thing.
Therefore, we want you to work together with Stasis, a rank 1 next.
It's odd.
White Glint is the backbone of the Line Arc forces. Once out of the picture, their will be broken, and they will be unable to resist any further. This would immediately lift the threat to the Cradles.
I feel like this guy is absolutely going to
As much
smoke me.
firepower as possible for this operation. The rest will be up to you.
Trap mission here. Yeah, there he is.
This is the operator of White Glint. You are trespassing in Line Arc territory. Pull back immediately, or we will respond with lethal force.
Yeah, I mentioned in that Elden Ring review about the main theme, the title screen. You hear it later in the game too. It's kind of a mixture of
It looks
the
like
Demon Souls intro theme and then Gwyn's theme from Dark Souls 1, but there's like this third component which I thought was original, but it does sound a lot like this one.
this battle is for rank 1. You can't go any higher. Show me what you can do.
You can fight. I'll give you that. All those fancy aerial maneuvers won't save you.
These guys are talking, but what's happening?
All those silly legends. They die today. I've surpassed you, and now I'll prove it.
Look at him. He's like, I can't even keep him on screen long enough to identify him. Oh my god.
Combat damage at 40%.
Hopefully Ostrava's doing some damage because I'm sure not.
Please leave. I know how this will end. You are the same as we once were. Think. What are you fighting for?
What is happening?
AP down 70%.
I don't want anyone to spoil this, but I'm getting the feeling this is one of these fights where maybe you're not supposed to win.
Booster malfunction. Is that what you were aiming for? I've hit the water. Boosters won't engage. Hull breach. Damn it, I'm taking on water. No, I can't go down here. Not now.
Is he sinking into the ocean? Just like that? Unbelievable. Looks like it's one-on-one. Stay in the combat. You were warned. Farewell, enslaved Lynx.
What the hell happened? Yeah, he absolutely destroyed me. Ouch. Retry. Okay, so maybe it isn't actually a mandatory failure. No, please don't spoil anything.
This is the operator of White Glint. You are trespassing in line art territory. Pull back immediately, or we will respond with lethal force.
So it's Fiona Jarnefeld.
In regards to you saying you have a problem with token blacks and giving black people sloppy seconds instead of original characters, I don't agree, man. Like, I don't think it matters at all. It's like the crestfallen, you know, guy is not like some kind of major component to the story, nor is his ethnicity. So it really doesn't matter what it is. Like, what difference does it make? I realize part of this is probably inspired by some kind of like mandatory diversity things, but at the end of the day, it's like, who gives a shit? Who cares? Oh no, this character you spent 20 seconds talking to is a different ethnicity. Everything's ruined. It's like, out of everything they changed in the remake, that's absolutely bottom of the pile of things that I have a problem with. I don't care about that whatsoever. And if it's going to be a faithful remake, then no, they shouldn't be introducing new characters anyway. If it's going to be a faithful remake.
White Glint. All those silly legends. They die today. I've surpassed you, and now I'll prove it.
Camera as temperamental as it looks, it's just the dashing really messes with it. And this guy is moving at insane breakneck speeds, which I get the is, you know, he's supposed to be a number one, so that doesn't make sense. But it's like, we can't handle him. He's too powerful, too fast.
Approaching the edge of the combat zone. Combat damage at 40%. You are the same as we once were. Think. What are you fighting for?
Yeah, this is brutal.
Please leave. I know how this will end.
Oh my god. Well, if Crestfallen doesn't matter, then why change it? Like you said, why care enough to change a character who's not important in the first place? The argument swings both ways. Like I said, if he's so insignificant, then why is it significant to change this element of his character? Which again, is not an element of his character. Like his ethnicity is not part of the equation. It's not like you sit down with, you know, Crestfallen, here I am in the Nexus. Oh man, things suck here. Now let me tell you about my specific Caucasian, you know, experience. No. I just don't think it's anything worth getting hung up on. Okay? I really don't think it's worth discussing further.
AP down 70%.
God.
AP, you were warned.
Smoked.
Farewell, enslaved links.
Yeah, I give up on that mission. Oh wait. Oh god, that's the end mission for this chapter. Oh no. It's like I have to take him out in order to proceed. It's causing my death as I'm getting exploded by very powerful weapons. Can you try a different loadout? Try the plasma rifles. We try and just consistently land some shots. And let's see. Boost AP a little bit. At 11 points, I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference. Grenades too slow. Oh, man. Oh, boy. It's hypocritical of me to be concerned about everything else they changed, but not this. You think it's hypocritical of me that I think I don't equate the changing of the fundamental art style to a single minor character's changing in ethnicity. Well, let me tell you what. I don't really care what you think, and I'm gonna mute you. How about that? Goodbye. Jesus Christ. Let me be very clear to anyone watching this live or afterwards, okay? I don't place myself in this idiotic component of the gamer community who fucking splits their wig and goes nuts every time they see a black person, a woman, or a gay person in a video game, okay? I don't give a shit. It's so incredibly inconsequential to any kind of problems I have with that game, the remake. It's so minor. I really find it very, 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 very hard to believe that anyone finds it that much of a big deal unless they're a racist or they're a bigot in some kind. Who gives a shit? So if you have a problem with that, like this guy, you can kindly get out of here because I don't want you here. Goodbye. Thank you. Moving on. Let's play this fucking game. Jesus.
Here's your mission briefing. We want you to take out Line Arc's strongest military asset, White Glint. White Glint is a rank 9 next, but it is considerably more powerful than its rank suggests. If it were otherwise, we wouldn't be asking for your assistance. White Glint is too much for a single next to take on. Therefore, we want you to work together with Stasis, a rank 1 next. White Glint is the backbone of the Line Arc forces. Once out of the picture, their will be broken, and they will be unable to resist any further. This would immediately lift the threat to the Cradles. We're readying as much firepower as possible for this operation. The rest will be up to you.
Sorry, everybody else, that you had to just be privy to that, experience that back and forth, but I can't sit by idly, listen to that kind of crap.
This is the operator of White Glint. You are trespassing in Line Arc territory. Pull back immediately, or we will respond with lethal force.
It's absurd.
So it's Fiona Jarnefeld. What right have you to speak? You who brought down Anatolia.
It looks like you came to fight. Commence mission. Take out the enemy next, White Glint. This battle is for rank 1. You can't go any higher. Show me what you can do.
You can fight. I'll give you that. All those fancy aerial maneuvers won't save you.
I don't think this is the right loadout.
White Glint. All those silly legends. They died today. I've surpassed you, and now I'll prove it.
Yeah, I don't think I can lay a shot on this guy in this loadout.
You are the same as we once were. Think. What are you fighting
Warning. Main booster malfunction.
White glint not only killing me, but it's preparing to start killing my frame rate.
Please leave. I know how this will end.
So they're recurring characters. Yeah, I think so. Not too many, but some, from what I understand.
AP down 70%.
Anything else from TGA? Yeah, the FF16 trailer. I thought that looked really good. I've been interested from the beginning just because of the people involved working on it. Yeah, Yoshi P and some of the FF14 crew. But every single trailer they've released for it, I think, looks better and better. Just looks more and more and more appealing. Culminating this awesome where it's like, yeah, this looks like it's going to be basically a Devil May Cry game, but in a Final Fantasy type setting. And you know, some people are probably still wishing this stuff was more turn-based. But I think it looks really, really good. Especially now showing that you will have party members in some form.
Farewell, enslaved links.
Alright, I'm gonna switch my loadout and try this guy one more time. This is brutal. Done with Kojima? I think I might be too. I wish I wasn't, but the direction he's moving in with his games is not really what I'm looking for, unfortunately. He's just getting like, just more and more focused on getting like Hollywood actors into his games and the storytelling aspect rather than gameplay. Which I'm not interested. I didn't find Death Stranding to be very compelling, and just, I mean, we're literally making a sequel to that, so it's not like we're really branching out too far. Maybe what he does after Death Stranding will be cool. I just remembered he had that there's some kind of like leak, some kind of horror game that they're working on supposedly, which is not Death Stranding 2, but it's something else that wasn't announced. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, here we go. One last try.
Here's your mission briefing.
The effects in FF16 are so maximalist, it's insane.
White glint.
Have you played any 14?
Is a rank 9 next, but it is considerably more.
Even like the early game of 14,
If it were otherwise,
when you're doing like dungeons, like 4-person groups, 5-person groups, it is
White glint is too much.
screen-filling insanity in terms of graphic effects.
We want you to work together with Stasis, a rank 1 next. White glint is the backbone of the line art force.
Basically, my ideal, what I would want, I mean, I'm definitely going to check out 16. What I would really love to see from Final Fantasy would be a real remake of the first game in that setting. Not Strangers of Paradise, but with the classic, you know, FF classes and whatnot. And have it be a combination of the FF7 remake combat, where it's still kind of RPG based, where it's real time, but you have the ATB stuff and you can switch between party members, and have it take place in almost like a Witcher 3 style world to explore, you know?
This battle is for rank 1. You can't go any higher.
And you can incorporate some of those classic, the FF1 like traversal things where like, oh, we got the ship, we got the canoe, and incorporate that like in real time where you guys climb aboard and have to sail around or whatever. dealing with encounters along the way. I think that could be really incredible. Just emphasize the traversal, you know, of wilderness as like a big element of the game. Apparently I went too far, so I failed the mission. Try one more time.
This is the operator of White Glint. You are trespassing in line art territory. Pull back immediately, or we will respond with lethal force.
So it's Fiona Jarnefeld. What right have you to speak? You who brought down Anatolia.
It looks like you came to fight.
I guess if you can stay on the bridge, this will be a bit easier, but this is nuts.
Take out the enemy next, White Glint. This battle is for rank 1. You can't go any higher. Show me what you can do.
You can fight. I'll give you that. All those fancy aerial maneuvers won't save you.
Warning, you are leaving the combat zone.
White.
Machine gun, solid choice.
Legends. They died today. I've surpassed you, and now I'll prove it.
You are the same as we once were. Think. What are you fighting for?
I think this White Glint pilot is supposed to be the main character from Armored Core 4 or something. I said I've absorbed a lot of Armored Core information in the last couple of days, so I might be getting this mixed up, but I think that's what the idea is, or at least what it's supposed to be implying.
Main booster malfunction.
God.
Is that what you were aiming for? I've hit the water. Boosters won't engage. Hull breach. Damn it, I'm taking on water. No, I can't go down here. Not now.
This is sinking into the ocean. Just like that? Unbelievable. Looks like it's one-on-one.
Please leave. I know how this will end.
AP down 70%.
This is like trying to fight a fly. My God. I was just saying please leave. Is that directed to me? Should I be leaving the combat zone?
Combat damage at 90%.
Still has a ton of health.
You were warned.
It's over.
Farewell, enslaved links.
Has Amana's art ever been fully realized in 3D? I don't think so. Some of those new not new now, but pre-renders they made for some of those PS1 collections of the SNES games had some stuff, but I don't think so. Do you have to hide in water or something? Yeah, I don't know. I'm almost wondering, do I need to, am I supposed to be bailing when She says you need to leave. Put anything better on my left arm here. Try the sniper rifle? Sure. Alright, this is the last try, for real.
Here's your mission brief.
So I will say one thing that is a bit easier and more merciful about this one, compared to some of the other games. When you would fail a mission, it would cost you cash. In this, you just get to try, as far as I can tell, indefinitely with basically no consequence.
Right have you to speak. You who brought down Emmons.
It looks like you came to fight.
Commence mission. Take out the enemy next, White Glint. This battle is for rank 1. You can't go any higher. Show me what you can do.
You can fight. I'll give you that. All those fancy aerial maneuvers will...
Stuck! Oh god. Yes, please get stuck on the architecture. Please. Double backgattlings is good for this fight.
Glint.
I think that's what he's using. Like, that incremental damage I keep taking is him
And now I'll...
consistently hitting me with stuff, which probably includes the Gatling gun. I just wish it was easier to see his health bar.
What are you fighting for?
It's strange because you can see a small bar above the lock-on icon, but even then, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to represent because it kind of goes back and forth. Like you saw it just emptied out, but now it's in. Yeah, it basically looks empty, but now it's refilling. I'm wondering if that's the shield.
I know how this will end. Combat damage at 70%.
Main booster malfunction. Is that what you were aiming for? I've hit the water. Boosters won't engage. Hull breach. Damn it, I'm taking on water. No, I can't go down here. Not now.
Is he sinking into the ocean? Just like that? Unbelievable. Looks like it's one-on-one.
Yeah. Seems like our PCS3 is really starting to lag out. And I'm wondering if that's just because what happens when it like runs for a while.
Fall back! You will want. Farewell, enslaved lakes.
White Glint can leave the area, but you can't. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's probably enough fighting White Glint here. That's crazy. I've been fighting him now for how long? At least 20 minutes. I think that's enough. So I don't know what to do. double back Gatlings. And I'll have them unlocked. I'll come back to this, but I think that's probably enough for tonight. One more try. I don't want to go out like that. We'll try one more time. I'll try and be really careful. I think I'll try and let the AI partner hang out and deal with him as much as possible. And then I'll try and come in and clean up.
Pull back immediately.
That's gonna be the plan.
Respond with lethal force.
So it's Fiona Jarnefeld. What right have you to speak? You who brought down Anatolia.
It looks like you came to fight.
Yeah, one quality of life thing would be having an on-screen health bar for this guy, so I can actually see how much AP he actually does have left.
This battle is for rank 1. You can't go any higher. Show me what you can do.
You can fight. I'll give you that. All those fancy aerial maneuvers won't save you.
Approaching the edge of the combat zone.
I'm just wasting a lot of ammo because he moves so fast. So it's more like a machine gun, you know, versus like the projectile-based weapons or missiles are a lot faster, but he moves so quickly that I'm still missing what feels like at least 75% of the time. Maybe I need to buy a better lock-on unit. That would actually probably would help. Yeah, I'm gonna abandon this right here, see if I can do that. I'm also going to restart the game because this is lagging like crazy. I think that's just like the emulator running for too long. So hold on a sec. PCS 3. Armored Core, For Answer, and Demon Souls. Back to back. Buddy to buddy. Let's watch the intro before I play. You can see White Glint looking like a total badass before he kicks my ass in the in-game. Oh, I didn't buy the thing. Oh, damn it.
This is the operator.
Alright, let's see. Lock speed 240. Try that. That's a pretty decent increase, so we'll see how much of a difference that makes. Like I said, this game's customization is nuts.
Here's your mission briefing.
Here we go. One final try.
This is the operator of White Glint. You are trespassing in Line Arc territory. Pull back immediately, or we will respond with lethal force.
Still kind of stuttered. I wonder if it's just the mission.
What right have you to speak? You who brought down Anatolia.
looks like you came to fight. Commence mission. Take out the enemy next white glint. This battle is for rank 1. You can't go any higher. Show me what you can do.
You can fight. I'll give you that. All those fancy aerial maneuvers won't save you.
Yeah, the lock-on's definitely faster. It's definitely an improvement. I guess maybe the strat is just let our partner here absorb as much of the fire as possible before this becomes a one-on-one fight.
White glint. All those silly legends. They died today. I've surpassed you, and now I'll prove it.
Yeah, you can see the lock-on still struggling to keep up with this guy because he's moving so quickly. It's kind of like a mix between, yeah, you actually getting to manually aim, but then your built-in,
You are the same as we once were.
you know, AC targeting system struggling to keep up.
Main booster malfunction. Is that what you were aiming for? I've hit the water. Boosters won't engage.
God.
Home breach. Damn it, I'm taking on
Go.
water. No, I can't go down here. Not now.
Is he sinking into the ocean? Just like that? Unbelievable. Looks like it's one-on-one.
Aim you down.
Oh my god! Oh, he hit me with the explosion. It's
You were
over.
warned. Farewell, enslaved lakes.
One more try. Yeah, he caught me in the big explosion there
The
and just
operator of White
immediately
Movement.
deleted
You are
me.
trespassing in line art territory. Pull back immediately, or we will respond with lethal force.
So it's Fiona Jarnefeld. What right have you to speak? You who brought down Anatolia.
It looks like you came to fight.
Commence mission. Take out the enemy next white glint. This battle is for rank 1. You can't go any higher. Show me what you can do.
You can fight. I'll give you that. All those fancy aerial maneuvers won't save you.
I'll say one thing that's nice about being on the water is that the L2 boost, basically like the dash, is automatically enabled. So it's like one less button I have to worry about, but as you can see, it's still insane.
AP down 40%.
White glint. All those silly legends. They died today. I've surpassed you, and now I'll prove it.
Here we go. Here we go.
Please leave. I know how this will end.
Alright, back off for a sec. Let's let our partner take care of this for a sec. Oh my god.
You are the same as we once were. Think. What are you fighting for?
Get in there.
AP down 90%.
I'm out of here. See what happens. I think he might actually be low on health now. See if my partner can hang in there.
Main booster malfunction.
Oh god, no!
Is that what you were aiming for? I've hit the water. Boosters won't engage. Hull breach. Damn it, I'm taking on water. No, I can't go down here. Not now.
Is he sinking into the ocean? Just like that? Unbelievable. Looks like it's one-on-one.
Oh god. He's got full health. Oh no.
You were warned. Farewell.
Don't.
Thanks.
Yeah. White Glint, you win. I give up. You win. I'll come back to this, and if I figure out a solution, I'll post it in the YouTube community tab or whatever. Oh man. That is hardcore. Tier, come on, man. We don't have to phrase it like that, do we? But, as I mentioned earlier, before I call it a night, let me play a little Demon Souls. A little blast to the past. Check this out. See it in glorious 4K 60. Or at least I will. You guys will see it in semi-glorious 1440p 60. Just blaze through the tutorial area. The journey to the Nexus. Build my spew cache. Yeah, familiarity. Those intro cutscenes. We'd be willing to bet at least $20. That's the same canyon thing here. Maybe not those mountains. Definitely that shot. Troop, did I mention the upcoming 27-inch 1440p? Yeah, you did last time. That's cool. definitely sounds very good. I'm all set up with my setup, but that sounds like a really good thing for a lot of people. This upcoming shot of the skeleton here always looked weird to me though. Like it's almost like, well, you'll see. Not that one, but this next shot. This almost looks like you're looking at it from the perspective of being in like the front row of a theater or something. You know what I mean? Like the perspective on that shot seems totally weird. But shield texture is backwards there. That shot is still single-handedly one of the best things they ever did in any of these games. That is so disturbing. That's so evocative in a very visceral, relatable sense. The kind of like double-gummed setup, the totally dead lizard eyes, the vibration of the throat as it's roaring at you. That's incredible. But yeah, let me just blaze through the intro section here. So yeah, still playing an RPCS3 of course, and connected to UV's Archstone server, which allows you to play online on RPCS3. Let's see how many people are online. Actually, a couple people. That's not too bad. More than there usually is. These are about the numbers you can expect, typically. It is possible to get invaded with these numbers. When I was recording the Latria video for this channel, I went AFK for a sec, and I saw somebody's like spirit phantom run over to where I was standing in game and like look at me, and I think I was like eating some food or something, and he was like checking me out, and then a few minutes later I got invaded and killed. So yeah. Delete a profile. Sure. I'll delete one of these wondrous characters here. Now we'll play as 1, 2, 3.
King Aland XII, by channeling the power of souls, brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom of Boletaria.
It's kind of insane after just seeing those AC4 cutscenes. That intro one anyway. There's almost identical, you know, quasi-aged film effects being applied to this.
And those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned.
Skip past this though so we can get into game. Yes, of course I want to play the Journey to the Nexus. So, I think last stream I mentioned that a few people were working on a mod to restore the northern limits. So, one of those guys, I should say one of those people, Vens, I think is their online handle. They released a mod a couple months ago that restored some cut sections of the Journey to the Nexus area here, which I will show off.
So that you may lull the old one back.
But I've got a few mods going on, including a 4K font texture pack that is available on the Nexus modding website. Yeah, here we are. Demon Souls in beautiful 4K 60 FPS. It's a beautiful thing. change that look speed though. That is very high. It's already turned down almost all the way. So here's a fun fact. This guy will never attack you. He is here exclusively to allow you to experiment with lock-on and attacking and all that stuff. He will not fight back. So you can do whatever you want to him. Oh, here's something about Elden Ring. Why in the world did they cut out the ability to do kick attacks? I mean, in Demon Souls it was a push like this. But pushing up and R1 simultaneously, or I should say the direction you're facing in R1 simultaneously. But you can't do that in Elden Ring. You have to either unequip your weapon or specifically choose it as an Ash of War to be able to do that. And it's not like there's something else in its place. It's just directional input plus R1 does nothing in Elden Ring. So why? What's up with that? I don't know. He doesn't know. But yeah, I would definitely encourage anyone with a half decent PC at this point to download RPCS3, download Demon Souls, and give it a shot, because the emulation at this point is basically flawless. There's I mean, it's perfect. The HUD is disabled right now, but only because I disabled it myself to try and make things look more cinematic. I was grabbing footage. I grabbed a bunch of stuff from the Shrine of Storms already, so basically I just need to finish writing the script and edit that video. In case you were wondering. I mean, I actually have 2 copies of Demon Souls on PS3. I've got the standard edition and then the deluxe edition. I've also got, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a Japanese strategy guide for the game. An art book. I've got a bunch of stuff. I might do a video at some point that's just kind of like looking at those things. Maybe I'll call it Demon Swag. We'll see. Oh! On a similar note, I just ordered something really similar for Devil May Cry 1, which, again, this is all in Japanese, but is supposedly like a pretty cool resource for weird, archaic, obscure info for Devil May Cry. So I'm really looking forward to getting that. But I was thinking of maybe doing a new video series called like Ephemera or something, and it would just be looking at, you know, booklets and just pieces of these like weird bits of physical media that aren't really accessible online. Hey, let me drop a controversial statement here. I think this game looks really good. Fluted set. Yeah. Still, out of all the night sets in all these games, probably still my favorite. I love the theater mask kind of design. The visor there. That's really nice. I don't know, Spoon. Is your computer half decent? I mean, you can tweak the output resolution of this. You know, you could play it native. You could play this game 720p 30 FPS. I mean, I don't think it would require much of a PC at all to play it like that. And that's like, you know, what it was natively. But if you have a more beefy PC, you can crank up the render resolution and the frame rate, which is an included patch now. You don't even have to download anything extra in our PCS3. You just right-click the game, you know, with an emulator and say, yes, I want 60 FPS, give it to me. Alright, so in terms of cut content for this intro area, here's our first one, being able to turn around. Obviously nothing impressive here. Little hallway, but there's something cool further on towards the end. I just don't think it's actually a head. Yes, it is. It's Plantier. I think it's a real creature. But yeah, I definitely didn't notice it until I tried emulating the game. Yeah. Demon Souls. The punchy lighting. The chiaroscuro. High contrast. That's where it's at. Alright. Turn my HUD on and try and parry this fool. There we go. There's just something about this game. That same friend who I've mentioned a few times, the Star Wars guy and then the Sonic guy, he sent me this meme of like Miyazaki, you know, because he wasn't able to get into the older games, but he really loved Elden Ring. He was sending all these messages like, "This is the best game I've ever played. This is incredible." He sent me this meme of it's like Miyazaki joking about like poison swamps and whatnot. There's something about like how like the Scarlet Rot in Elden Ring is like gonna be the craziest thing yet. I was like, you know, in Demon Souls there was a stage where you have to traverse through like 1,000 yards of almost pitch darkness in a poison swamp, where the majority of this, if you would try to attempt to roll, you just like get stuck and stun yourself for a second, and meanwhile you have multiple enemy types coming towards you, which are basically trying to encourage you to roll to trap yourself like that. Yet it's like the best, one of the best stages in any video game ever made. Anyway, in terms of restored content here, here's one. This corpse guy hanging. This was not in the OG game. No, you cannot cut him down. You just have physics. Here's another one, the alligator. You can see this in the character model viewer, that like third-party one that Meow Meridius made. But to actually see it in game with the physics enabled and everything is, for a true Demon Souls head like myself, quite a trip. G-meaning tip here. Yeah, yeah. Fun to play Kingsfield 4 and Otogi Yen on PS. Yeah. Kingsfield 4 I'll probably do a stream for at some point on PCSX2. So I played about half of it on a PS2 and it was cool, but there were certain aspects to it, like the turn speed and the frame rate, which felt very held back by this, the system itself. So yeah, it would be cool to play it on PCSX2 with it cranked up visually and some tweaks to boost that frame rate. Togi is actually an Xbox game, so you would be playing that on Zemu. But if you have an Xbox One X or an Xbox Series X, that game is officially on, and its sequel, they are officially on the backwards compatible enhanced list. So you can play those games. You can actually buy them on the modern Xbox store and play them at 4K. It's still 4:3, so it's not 16:9 like a modern widescreen display, and it's still 30 FPS, but it's definitely a huge improvement from its original, presentation. I actually I streamed those several months back if you want to check them out. Alright. We do this the old-fashioned way. What is he doing? Look at this. Come on. Alright. Break the card! You can do it! Oh my goodness. Alright, whatever. Yeah, the alligator I probably would have cut. But yeah, here you go. Look at this. Check this out. Cut content. Whoa! I mean, seriously though, look at this. Straight up Shadow of the Colossus bridge over there. I think the idea is that that's Boletaria in the distance. Those mountains are the ones surrounding that central tower that false King Alant is chilling out in. I've flown all around this. Actually, you know what? Do it right now. Look at this. Ready? Check this out. This is how I got that footage for the Stonefang video. So we don't have any ambient audio out here because it's all basically distance-based. But yeah, pretty remarkable. Not only cut content, but being able to fly through it like this. Insane. Toop. Hey, what mods do I have installed? The only mods I have installed for this are the 4K font pack, which is available on the Nexus modding website for Demon Souls. Other than that, it's just the base game and then the built-in patches that you can download with RPCS3. One of those is the 60 FPS patch, and the other is this free camera toggle, which you just push, what is it? It's L3 and, yeah, L3 and X simultaneously. You switch between a few different modes. One is just like release it with and freeze all animation. The next, push it again and you unfreeze the animation and still have the ability to move around the camera, which if you're getting attacked, you need to be careful with. But if you're trying to grab footage and have, enemies be animated like this, that's how you want to do it. But yeah, pretty insane. I mean, I would never... It's always cool, seeing this game that you're so familiar with and getting to kind of like fly around and explore and the stuff that you really never got to, see before. This bridge collapsed. Yeah, definitely some major Shadow of the Colossus feelings here. Maybe even Zelda Twilight Princess. Anyway. Looks kind of like that one shot in nature. Yeah, it does. You're right. Did they put anything from that 6-stone cut world? Yeah. Yeah, that's the big one that they're working on. It's the guy's, the person's YouTube alias, and I believe they're on Twitter as well, is Vens. They're working with someone else, but yeah, their primary project right now is restoring the Northern Limits Archstone, aka, yeah, the 6th one, the snowy stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. Big time. Did I use the one from the Nexus that fixes some geometry and landing issues? I did, but as of like 6 months ago, our PCS3 no longer has a problem emulating those, so that mod is now redundant. You don't need it anymore. I always love the stonework in here. Nice intense lighting. You can start to hear the Vanguard demons breathing as you approach. I am going to turn the HUD back on so I can see my health. And I'm also going to drop some of my gear here so I'm able to fast roll while fighting him. But yeah, you don't need any additional patches to just play the game in RPCS3 correctly now. I like when I streamed this like several months ago, and like the heart in Tower of Latria wasn't drawing after it was like dropped, like it was just this big invisible collision model. That's been fixed. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Alright, here we go. GG. So I think people found Vanguard Johnny Depp. Yeah. We've come a long way. All the way to Elden Ring, and where the boss fights basically turned into what we were saying earlier in Armored Core for answer. Roll, roll, roll. No, it's kind of nuts playing this. It's like I've been playing Elden Ring again, you know. Everything from, I mean, everything is like at least twice as fast. But Demon Souls, you're still the OG. Still love you, baby. Look at that, lucky number 777. No, we don't need Griffith's help. Okay, nicely done, sir. Thank you very much. Ah, yes. So, here's another one. Here's another cool bit of free camera stuff. If you watch that Stonefang mine video, you basically already have seen some of this. Oh wait, let me get further so it loads the rest of the stage here. I think I mentioned this in the Tower of Latria video, maybe another one, but I think statistically the most you see corpses of all the starting classes in the game like pretty consistently, but I think more than any other class, it's the priests. I think. I feel like it would be a bit sad to go through and like count them all, but maybe next playthrough I do, I'll actually like keep a notebook to the side and do that. Something way behind him. Yeah, there is, so let's go check that out. So here's the Dragon God in all his glory. Showing in lava. But yeah, if we go behind him here, we can see these weird doors. And crank the brightness up, you can see these patterns. And these are really interesting because there's quite a bit of detail, and there's no way you would normally get to see these at all. So, first of all, in the middle, we get some kind of eclipsed sun look, which, you know, is definitely a thing in these games, but interesting. But maybe more interesting is the mirrored kind of angels. White angel, black angel, and then on the sides here, it's the same texture, but just mirrored. And then behind that is just cavern wall. But yeah, there's a lot out here that you would never ever get to see normally. These statues. What does it all mean? Anyway, the exterior of this environment. You wonder why they textured certain parts of the boss itself, considering you can't see its back or anything. Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, you can actually go all the way down to see his feet, despite the fact that he's cut off at the hips in the lava. But all that stuff is modeled, even in the final game. You know, the end of Stonefang.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not exit the Nexus, but each of the 5 archstones will connect them.
Audio seems a bit buggy. Seems like kind of a thing with our PCS3 in this game. It's like every other update seems to either fix or break the audio in a way, unfortunately. But anyway, I should probably wrap this up because not only have I crossed the 3-hour mark, but I've now been playing a different game other than the one advertised for like 20 minutes, so probably about time to call it. But I feel like anybody watching this is probably also a fan of Demon's Souls, hopefully, so maybe it's not a big deal. But yeah, I'm gonna call the night here in the Nexus. The beautiful, wonderful Nexus. Still, without a doubt, my favorite hub area out of any of these games. I mean, I've mentioned that friend of mine now a few times who, you know, Star Wars Sonic guy or whatever, but he played Elden Ring and became a convert, you know, like, oh yeah, this is incredible. These guys are amazing developers. And I hooked him up with this game, an RPCS3, and he got to the Nexus here, and he was saying, this is amazing. This is really, really good. So that was nice. It's like, okay. Always get the, like, a reminder every once in a while that it's not just like, you know, nostalgia or some kind of rose-tinted views or what, but great, it is very relaxing. Yeah, totally. Yeah, unfortunately, that same friend, the reason why he didn't do a full playthrough in our PCS3 here is because he was getting tons of audio issues, just like stuttering, and basically anytime he was indoors in any of these environments, it would glitch out audio-wise. So I really hope he gets a chance to play through this properly someday, along with anyone else who hasn't, and just see what this game has to offer, legitimately. Anyway, without waxing too nostalgic, this has been a really fun stream, and I'm going to call it a night. So yeah, Armored Core 4 for answer, or really just Armored Core for answer. Really cool game. I'm going to continue playing it. I'm going to try and figure out a way to take out White Glint, and then I'll show that, or I'll make a post on the YouTube community page or whatever once I figure out my strat. But yeah, I'm going to definitely continue exploring the Armored Core series, you know, up until the release of 6. I don't know how in-depth I'm going to go, but I definitely think I'm going to be playing lots of those games. In general, I'm going to continue to explore the FromSoft backlog, and I think I'll be doing some videos, checking them out, and putting the spotlight on some of those cool design elements. Until then, I hope everyone has a great rest of your evening and week, and I'll be back on this coming Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with another game. Probably not FromSoft related, but we'll see. But thanks again for everyone for watching. I hope you all have a great night, great week, and please be nice to each other. And until next time, farewell.